teams in professional sports are beginning to change the price of items on both the beverage and food menu at their games, at their venues. And one of the, I'm going to call him an innovator of this trend, is Arthur Blank, who is the owner of the Atlanta Falcons. And Arthur Blank, for those who don't know, an American businessman who is basically known for co-founding Home Depot. For those who are not aware of what Home Depot is, it's a hardware store which is across North America, which has locations across North America. But Arthur Blank had seen, and the Falcons had seen, a decrease in some of the concession sales, and his approach to this was, from 2017 to 2018, is that we're going to lower every single item on the menu by $1. And not only did he do that, but the Falcons have a fan-friendly menu, which features $2 or $1.50 hot dogs, I believe $3 slices of pizza, basket of chicken tenders and fries for $6, refillable drinks for $2, fountain soda drinks. So Arthur Blank has been able to raise the revenue that they've gained following this decision in the 2018 season. They saw gains in their revenue in terms of their concession sales. And many of the reason why they would see an increase is, yes, the prices are lower, but part of the marketing and the message that they're using is the fan-friendly menu. And as a fan myself, as somebody who's consumed sport across Toronto, whether it's a Raptors game or a Leafs game or an Argos game, a Jays game, what a TFC match, whatever it may be, I am definitely not a fan of paying, as I am now 20 years old, and I can legally drink beer in Canada and Ontario. I'm a fan of an attempt to lower prices, which better serves its fans. And paying $10 for, or it's probably $13 for a beer now at a Jays game is just ridiculous. When I went the last time to a game, one of my old bosses at Rogers, when I worked in the marketing team, Anthony Antonelli, just a shout out to you, and some of the things that you've taught me and mentoring me as not only a young sports fan, but as somebody who wants to do well in terms of whether it's marketing or any other job that I take. He's just been somebody that's been able to guide me and help me in my direction as a young person. So thank you. I hope your family's doing well, and I hope to talk with you soon. I'll for sure be sending you this show, so this episode. So stay tuned. But Anthony, he gave me some Jays tickets, or actually, he did give me Jays tickets once. But the example that I'm going to reference is tickets which I received from one of my coworkers, also at Rogers. Jen, she gave me an extra ticket to a game. I think that she had some friends coming. And she had an extra ticket, and she'd asked me, so I said, sure, absolutely, I'll accept the ticket. So at the game, as I hadn't been to a Jays game in a while, probably in a few years, and there was something different at this game, is that the Jays also adopted this idea of some fan-friendly beverages, which is, I believe, in one section of each level, of each of the three levels, the first, the second deck, and the fifth deck, they have a somewhat of a booth that sells beers. You can either get a Molson Canadian or a Coors Light, sorry, not a Coors Light, a Molson Canadian or a Bud Light for $5, which is a lot better, like I said, than a $13 beer. And again, fan friendly. I'm not a big consumer of beer, but occasionally at a baseball game, it's something that I enjoy. And I had no issue with paying $5 for a beer. I never have purchased a $13 beer at a sport event. I'm just completely against it. And this concept, which Arthur Blank has laid down of a foundation for other teams to adopt, whether it's in the NFL, the MLB, the NBA, teams are starting to use this philosophy in terms of selling more food at games and more beverages, and what better way to do so than to have a fan-friendly first approach. And it's just been great for sport, in my opinion, and many fans have had a positive reception. As somebody that owns a team and wants the team to do well, not only on the field, but in terms of their gate revenue, which is also known as the ticket revenue, the owner and the team want to see fans have a good experience. And if fans are not able to enjoy the game, sit back and enjoy a beverage without burning a hole in their pocket, enjoy a slice of pizza, maybe if a family brings their children, it can severely hinder the impact that somebody has while enjoying a game. And instead of reducing the price of food, say for instance a hot dog that costs $10 to $5, that indecision, that decision to keep that hot dog at $10 could prevent a family that's paying maybe $100 for a ticket, or $200 or more than that at a Raptors game, from paying that much from the team making that gate revenue, maybe even a fan getting season tickets, from a fan getting no tickets, right? So teams have to make sure that they have that the fan-friendly approach is one of their first goals in mind when trying to sell tickets and sell more food. They need to make sure that the prices are reasonable. And one thing I'd really like to admire is I had the opportunity of touring Tim Hortons Field. Now, I've been to Tim Hortons Field maybe 5 times in Hamilton, Ontario, for those who don't know. And I had the opportunity of touring it, not the first time being in the stadium, but touring it with some other Brock sport management students, as we had a networking event with many of the people in ticket sales and in stadium operations with the Ticats. So we were able to get an up close experience of the stadium, with them being able to comment on their roles. And it was the night that we went, which was in 2018. 2018. It was the fan appreciation night, and the one thing I want to say is the Tiger Cats do a great job of keeping their fans happy. I know they're amongst the top in terms of ticket sales in the CFL, and I know they sell out games. So that's great for them. But the reason why they're able to do that is because they put the fans' priorities first. They always have free giveaways. Sometimes before you enter the stadium, and sometimes when you exit. In my personal experience, they were handing out, I believe it was chocolate bars and reusable plastic Tim Hortons cups that you can bring into a Tim Hortons and refill. You can use it at home. So the same style of a Tim Hortons disposable cup, they made it into a reusable one with hard plastic. So they gave that towards the end, which was great. And as a fan, I know my professor, Professor Hyde, would be very encouraged by these kind of promotions, as he teaches us sports sales and promotion class, which I was just a part of. And that's probably his favorite part about the games is the promotions. What kind of giveaways are you getting at the end of the game? Are you maybe getting a bobblehead, So are you getting a free t-shirt? So he's a big fan of giveaways, and so am I. And I look to further expand on giveaways in another segment, but focusing in on the impact that concession sales and the price of food have on fans. My experience at the at the Tiger Cats game was second to none. Like I said, they, in terms of their concessions and what they did by treating their fans in the last game of the season, they made all of beer, which is typically priced at about I believe $10 or $11 for a can. They were selling large Dixie cups. So I'm pretty sure they handed you the beer and they handed you a Dixie cup, and they were $5, all the way up from when the gates open at 5 or 5:30 for that particular game, all the way until 7:30 until kickoff. So many fans would just go there, they'd buy beer, go back 20 minutes later, get another beer, stock up for the game, and again, you're paying half price for the beer, and everybody loves that. And the Tiger Cats are just another example of a team that is using the same tactics which Arthur Blank used to help increase revenue in terms of concessions. Because if teams are not doing well in terms of their concessions, some people that are working concessions may lose their jobs, and teams don't want to relieve any of their paid staff. They always want to keep their paid staff. If it's kind of one of these things, if you're constantly rotating through staff, you're relieving some of their duties, you're hiring some, they're not going to be comfortable, you might not be hiring the best workers. So this is one of those things where concessions, the sale of concessions has so many different impacts. Has an impact on how much money the team is making, which could affect the quality of the stadium that they're in the future. If they're doing better in their concessions, they're able to hire better workers, they're able to sell better quality food at the games, they're able to produce a better product on the field. Like I said, they're able to sell more tickets. So they're able to give fans a better experience. There's so much involved in terms of little aspects of games, whether it's concession sales or giveaways or other promotions in terms of buying tickets. So I'd like to expand on this topic a little bit more. Let me know what you think, and I hope everyone's well, and thank you very much for watching.